Productions. I'm Intox along with BDot, baby.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Episode 166. Here we go.
What's up, baby?
Y'all ready for this shit?
We are back.
We got Dane on the phone again. Say what's up, Dane.
Yo, what's happening? I'm back. I'm back.
Guess who's back? Yeah, we had to get Dane. We had to get Dane on the hook again and talk about this Epstein file situation that has dropped, right? But what I was thinking about as we were coming into this episode is that 15, 20 years ago, Dane, when the internet was just starting, when YouTube was just brand new, Dane was all over that thing, and he was telling us about Michael Jackson and telling us about reptilians and telling us about all these different things. And now the files are out there for you to go look yourself.
Right.
So here we go. We're going to get into it today, folks. Because that's, you know what I mean? Because that's one thing that I want people to understand is like, not specifically that we was talking about everything before everybody and I'm trying to be the first or nothing like that.
Right.
I just want everybody to get the idea that, look, these things have been out there for a long time. And we've been trying to tell people, hey, look into this, check this out. And you know what? When Dane was telling me that stuff back then, I was somewhat like these other people too. Like, come on, it can't be that crazy. Like, there's no fucking way, like.
Right.
But we looked into it because I looked into it. I was open to it. I was willing to search. And, he was teaching us about Phil Valentine back then. You know what I mean? And all these different people who had, metaphysic ideas and things that were going on. And so yeah, man, I want to get into it today and say, like, look, let's get the perspective. Dane, how you feeling? What's the water? How you checking the water right now? How you feeling about everything?
For me, it's like, okay, what's next?
Right.
That's how I feel. Seeing it so many years ago, looking at it, and it being so intriguing when I first started seeing a lot of this stuff. It was just intriguing, like, damn, who would make a lot of this up?
Right.
That's why I kept like, who thinks of this? I'm like, man, I'm creative, but I ain't this creative.
Right.
And it was just so much out there, so many different connections. And now where we are today is like, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's hearing it and seeing it like for the first time.
Right. Exactly. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. These most people are going, what? What is this? And then they're intrigued, and some are appalled and, it's like, this is what we've been saying. Mm-hmm. But the one connection I wanted to make real quick was, when you left Maryland, what year was that?
That was I want to say it was 20. Yep, I want to say it was about 2010.
That's what I was thinking. Somewhere around 2010, 2011. That's what I was thinking. Somewhere around there. So that's what I want people to understand. Okay, and that's why I want to make this connection. YouTube was created, or like established and really put together around 2007. So think about how quickly people took to YouTube and said, look at this shit, and started just putting crazy videos up there before they really had any fact checkers,
Yeah,
and,
I mean...
Yeah, and Dane was one of those first people to be, like, digging into that shit.
Right.
He went down the rabbit holes long before they were called that,
I just wanted to know. I was trying to find out everything I could because it was like, man, what's real? Let me just see if this is real. Let me just keep looking.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, this is a great way to kick off the fucking Pisces season, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Because some people don't look. Some people just won't take the time out to look.
Right. Well, like something on that too is like early on when I first got a computer back in like 98, 99, right? Of my own personal computer that I purchased. And I had dial-up internet at the time. Nobody fucking remembers that shit, right? But
American Online shit.
But right, that type of shit. Netscape, all that stuff, right? But what people didn't like you're saying, what people weren't doing at the time was researching or looking around. Mm-hmm. What I was doing was I was on the internet just randomly typing shit in. You know, like Tupac autopsy photos. You know, like I was doing weird shit, like stuff you just would never look at, ever. Just looking up weird websites and, you know what I mean? So I was always intrigued with things on the internet myself, you know?
Yep, I was always somewhere I didn't need to be.
Right.
Right.
Right. I knew just enough to be dangerous.
I didn't go digging, but it came to me.
Right. A lot of it just showed up.
I ran across it.
Ran
shit.
across it, right.
You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't digging.
You weren't actively digging, but things
Right.
were just kind of falling in place. Yeah, yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like people get the information in different ways, you know, just like something we were talking about right before the show started. We've been watching a lot of old movies, going back and watching old shows, and just seeing the information that was in there that we never noticed before because we just didn't have that information.
Right. You're not watching it for the movie.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Not anymore.
You're not watching it
Not
for the
anymore.
movie. No.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Everything I
It
see.
could be one word.
Yeah, right. One scene, one word, one sentence. Sometimes you're just like, what?
Or the setting.
Or the settings,
It could be-
right?
It could be anything.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, definitely,
It could be anything.
definitely. So
Or the creatures in there. Like, what is
Right.
he doing in there? What?
right.
Where did
Knowing
that come
that
from?
all these creatures are real now.
Right.
And before we just thought they were just some made up shit.
Exactly. Like, who has the mind to think some shit like that?
You can't just make it up, right?
Right.
It's
You can't
real
make no shit up like that. Like, oh yeah, that's a monster. That's some shit that you've seen before
Definitely, definitely.
on the
So-
other side of the world. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh shit, no, you're good. Go ahead, because actually I just realized I didn't plug the computer in. Give me 1 second. Go for it.
Oh, damn it. Yeah,
Man, thinking about
man, that should be crazy though.
the things that we see now that we didn't see back then is crazy.
Right,
That's
Right.
that's what's crazy.
right.
You would hear about stuff. You would hear about so much. You would just hear about it, rumors, old folk tales and stuff like that. And now more and more people are coming out, more things are coming out, and you're starting to see a lot of it. And it's like, it makes me think about manifestation.
Yeah.
Like some people, they say we all do it, just naturally. It's easy to be, it's easier done with strong emotions like fear, because that's the easiest one for everybody to tap in, the anger and stuff like that.
True.
And you get to thinking certain thoughts,
Right.
and you can manifest stuff so quickly. But then when it's something positive, it seems like it's hard. But for some people, it's easy. But things, even from movies to animals and stuff like that, things we thought of as a child, we seeing this stuff.
Well,
Ideas we may have had as a child, and thinking like we're not as connected. We're more connected now than what we were back then.
Well,
and
more-
these same ideas, somebody else had them.
more conscious of it. Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, something along those lines that I heard a while back was, this is how powerful we are. Okay, so think about that movie Green Lantern, right? Where he had the ring. And then like if he wanted to manifest a hammer, he could just manifest a hammer, hit you with it, and then it's gone, right? Well, that's one type of manifestation, right? Because you can just poof things out of air. But think about how strong your manifestation has to be for it to still exist or to become a thing that's always there. So like if you have your phone, right? Somebody manifested this phone at some point, built it, put it together, and now it's just here. That's how strong of a manifestation that is, because it didn't just disappear, you know? So go ahead.
And see, with the phone, we kind of saw that when it was like that idea became present for us to start thinking about it. We saw that with Star Trek.
Right.
A lot of things we saw with Star Trek, and we have it now.
Correct. Yeah.
We not far off from damn food replicators, and I can't wait.
Well, the thing
Damn a grocery store.
Well, the thing is the only reason they're holding them from us is because we would ask more questions if we had them. And that's how they keep us in cars. That's how they keep us paying for energy, because we don't ask the questions of, wait a minute, what if we can do this? That means we can do this. You see what I'm saying? Right. We would start to put two and two together, and that's the problem. They had to keep us dumbed enough so that we wouldn't ask questions, and that's where we're at now. We're starting to ask questions.
And you know, a lot of times asking questions slow you down.
Say it again.
A lot of times, asking questions slow you down.
Right. It's possible.
You trying to think and you want to know, just do.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well, that's what they say, when it comes to like business and stuff, that, a lot of people want everything to fall in place and be perfect. And then I'll go do my business or whatever, right? But there's a lot of people out here who are just doing it, don't have any knowledge, and they're just fumbling through it and learning along the way. And that's who we need to become. You know what I mean? It's just, let's just go do things. We'll figure out the little things out in the way. Like, it doesn't have to be perfect, Right.
We did it more as children.
Right. Correct.
And the older we get, the more we start looking for more structure and safety and things like that. The younger we are, we don't care.
Mm-hmm. We'll try it over and over.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, we're gonna make a ramp and ride this bike off the ramp thinking we about to do something nice.
Mm-hmm. And then if that one doesn't work, we'll build another one. Right. We'll try something else. We're like, hey man, bricks didn't work. Let's go try this. You know what I mean? Like, we'll keep trying things, and that's the difference, right? It's like, but like we're saying, as an adults, we try it once and then we're like, we fail and we're out. We're like, fuck it, it's not for me. And it's like, you didn't really try though. You know what I mean? Yep. You just attempted. You didn't try.
Right. Or we get to talking to the wrong people. Like social media. Social media, I bet it's a lot. We could have a lot more if social media wasn't as strong as it is.
Well, negativity.
Because we put our stuff out there too fast. Yeah.
Right. And then everybody comes in. Right. Yep. Everybody comes in and goes, nah, you can't do that. Or that won't work. And it puts doubt in your mind. Right. Mm-hmm. Definitely. That's a big thing with social media. That's why everybody, like, if you notice though, a lot of the better posts are that. It's someone doing something and then everybody's like, damn, that's good for you, or that's great. And you know what I mean? It's the energy that goes behind it is better than when you have an idea and then everybody underneath it is just going, man, that'll never work. Right. You're fucking crazy. So yeah, definitely.
The whole time they might be stealing your shit.
Correct.
They probably don't want you to do the shit.
Yeah. They're doing it before you did. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of them out there like that. God. They'll lay a dream down in a minute.
Dirty game, boy.
That's how they get you, man. They get you caught up in the shit, and then you know what I mean. Like you're caught up in your own negativity and your own bullshit, and you won't pursue it after that. You're just like, it was a good idea. Like that's what it turns out to sometimes. It's crazy. So, but yeah, one thing I wanted to bring up with this Epstein situation is, did you see how they were talking about how Michael Jackson has kind of been vindicated and that his ranch was used as a sanctuary more than it was them trying to portray him as some, abuser?
I saw a few clips on it, and I really didn't go all into it because it was like y'all knew that already.
Right.
Y'all knew that, but y'all had an agenda.
Mm-hmm. Well, we see the agenda now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's out in front now. Where we kept trying to tell everybody, like, something else is going on here. Like they do. This is a weird campaign. They're slandering this guy. It's really hard, And so we kind of knew that stuff was going on. And then we kept trying to say, like, different people would come out and say stuff, and then we'd look into them and we'd be like, nah, these people ain't even real or whatever, And people, right?
Yeah, man. They didn't got so good at that now. Mm-hmm. With a lot of people, it's a lot of people you can't.
They're all AI.
Can't really, you got a lot of AI. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of AI that's just gonna get better and worse at the same time. Which a lot of it, the funny stuff, I'm loving it.
Right.
I'm loving it. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
But then it's another side to it. It's like, man, you ain't got to play with us like that. You ain't really got to play with us like that. That's crazy. I seen one that was.
You ain't have to do me like that.
It was so funny. The funniest one I saw was James Brown and Little Richard into it. Boy, that one had me down laugh.
They was just going at each other?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I gotta send me that one. I gotta see that one.
That one was so funny.
I gotta see that one. Send it my way.
It was funny because the way we act, you would think that is real because we act like that.
Right.
We have competitions or we mad at somebody. We do. If they had the same technology back then, man, ain't no telling.
Right.
what they would have been on social media doing.
Right. Exactly.
Well, I could just imagine the stuff they were.
Somebody's right. Like some of these old celebrities or, people that had some fame and stuff in the back, that if they could be telling the shit they was doing, they probably would have said more shit. You know what I mean?
And I was thinking about that. They said this shit in their music.
Sometimes they did. Yeah. That's the only media they had.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody don't listen to every song.
Right. Well, some songs didn't hit you right because of what they were saying. You'd be like, I was just talking some regular shit. I ain't into that one.
But then some shit be in there, though.
Exactly. Yep.
But if we had had social media back then, them old days, they had social media. Where we at now, we'd have been past that already.
Right. Right.
All this would have, everything that we find out about now, or people find out about now, it would have been found out about, we'd have been gone. We'd have been way past it.
Right. Right.
Where we going, I don't know.
Well, we're just circling. We're circling right now because, like you're saying, it's the first time that a lot of these people have really looked into this information because we were trying to tell them and we were trying to give them the receipts, and they just didn't want to look at it. They didn't want to see it. So.
But I think about everybody. It's like everybody got access to the information now, so everybody know now.
Right.
What is we gonna do? We looking at a select few of people to do something. And we already know they in there. What they gonna do?
That's the next part, right? The next part is what are we gonna do about it? Right. And people still think the midterms they're gonna fucking vote their way out of this. Fucking idiots.
No, ain't no
fucking idiots.
No, man.
You've been voting all this time with this shit.
They got somebody groomed and ready to step in and take up that mantle.
Right.
They probably cloned and created somebody ready. He gonna come up out the blue.
Right.
He'll be like, "Hey, who is this politician? I like them," not knowing that's one of their clones or somebody they didn't groom.
Yep. Well,
it's so many.
That's why we're telling everybody you got to get out of this system. We don't need the two-party system. We don't need this shit. We don't need to be governed by nobody. That's not how the republic worked. We weren't governed by nobody. It was you governed yourself, and things like that. You had to do, and it's like, everybody's going to go, well, what about this? And what about this? And people are going to take advantage. That's only if we let those people do that shit. We're not going to let people just take advantage of us. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how it works. Right. So we just got to get a different mindset.
We forgetting we got the numbers.
Mm-hmm. Right. That's the thing is we're not outnumbered. We're out organized.
Yep.
Bomb droppers.
Yeah, we're out organized. That's the problem.
And we didn't let them get. They didn't position themselves very well to where they can just cut off so much that it cripple and slow a lot of us down. Some things.
That's what everybody's scared of. Everybody's scared of losing everything. It's like you're gonna have to lose some things. That's just gonna be the way it is. You have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
Yeah. So
I haven't been too big on trying to even gain anything these past couple of years because it's like, why would I go buy this for them to come take it right back? Correct. No, I'm not gonna focus on it.
Yeah, the chosen ones. That's what the chosen ones have done. The chosen ones have become the reclusive ones. We've stopped. We stopped performing for the world. We stopped doing all this extra shit. We're just out here teaching and learning. That's what we're doing right now.
Maintaining. That's it.
And it's good to have people still out here willing to talk and go the extra mile.
Right.
It's a lot of people that's tired now. They ain't willing to really just talk. They feel like they're wasting their time, and that's okay. But they'll be back. It just takes some people need a break.
True. And the next generation is picking it up right now.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
They're picking it up.
Mm-hmm. That's a good thing. That's what I'm noticing. It's as much as sometimes I'm like, why the fuck did you listen to me? You know what I mean? I'm also like, well, they're picking it up now, so that's good. Yeah. I'm happy that.
Me, I don't even be looking at it like that. Like, shit, I'll be like, well, shit, you ain't saying nothing I ain't already said.
Right, exactly.
And everybody, I look at people and they be like, they be so geeked up and happy about the information like it's new, fresh. It's a brand new, bold idea.
Right.
And I'd be like, man,
We've been saying this.
That's old.
We've been saying this.
I'm like, you ain't have nobody around you teaching you nothing.
Right.
Nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
I can understand people that were in certain situations to where it was straight survival. You didn't have access to nothing at all. You just had to worry about surviving. I can understand people like them being clueless, not knowing nothing.
Or the people that are, like you're saying, who are just living. They're out, building their farms and doing their shit. They're not even on social media. They're just living. They're not paying attention. And that's the thing. That's why they're able to live. Because they're outside of the systems. They're not going to the grocery stores. They're not buying shit from fucking Amazon. They're building their fucking deck. You know what I mean? They're doing their own shit. And so that's what I've been trying to preach to people lately, and over the last few years is we got to get out of their systems. We're so reliant on their systems. Like you just said a few minutes ago, they turn something off and everybody's like, oh shit, now my credit card doesn't work, and I'm like, because you're relying on their shit.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Man, yesterday, me and my pops, we had to go pick up some cabinets. And instead of going the normal route where you would go through like the main highways and different things, we said, you know what, put the GPS in, we're going to go this route.
Right.
Took us through all these back roads. Going up through these, and you wouldn't even think like hills and stuff and all that, like almost look like mountains in Louisiana. Man, I'm going down these back roads and we seeing like stuff look like tornadoes had just been tearing stuff up. Trees down. I'm sitting up there like,
didn't even notice.
Man.
Right?
And then you get to certain spots and you see these nice houses, all these cows. I'm like, all I could think is where they getting all this damn money from?
Correct. That's what I be wondering.
I'll be like, yeah, hey.
Right. I'll be like, what are y'all doing out here?
Got horses outside and shit.
Hey, where you getting all this shit?
I have my theories on it.
Let's hear it.
Where
Go.
I think a lot of it comes from. First of all, I think a lot of it comes from prison money.
Okay.
Louisiana, they big on prison and stuff like that. So a lot of these families are connected to this prison system.
Makes sense.
In some type of way. So it's a lot of money that comes through that. Other than that, that's probably their main source of income besides different crops and stuff like that.
Well, it ends up being governments of subsidies, like you're saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're tied in somewhere where they're getting subsidies of some sort. It's kind of like just this kind of throws it off. But like some people are on the theory of like, look at mattress stores. Where the fuck do mattress stores make all their fucking money from? How are they fucking open all the time? And like there's people in there just showing you mattresses, but nobody buys one.
Right.
And so
and then a lot of them.
Right. So let me just finish this point real quick. But the idea is that like they're connected to hotels. So they're selling a lot of their shit to the hotels. The hotels got to get fucking stuff, you know what I mean? But that also connects them into other areas of that sort. You know what I mean? Which then also becomes shipping and tracking and which becomes trafficking. And you know what I mean? Yeah. They're tied into all kinds of shit. All right, go ahead. But you see what I'm saying. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them have access to capital, too.
Right.
Some of these are family farms that's been passed down. And, they're just having those tax codes and different things to where they can, make some moves, and they made good choices as far as what they want to do.
Well, right. Somebody kind of showed them the way, per se. They had somebody who probably said, hey, make sure you keep the farm, make sure you do this, make sure you know what I mean? They're not out here just investing in stocks and hoping they're going to have a retirement like we are.
Yeah, I know at one point they were kind of scared. Yeah, some of them were kind of scared because they didn't think their children were going to go into it. They was kind of scared what was going to happen to their farms and stuff like this. I was reading about this when I moved back down here. And now I look at it now, you don't hear about that. I'm like, a lot of them kids, they went out, they tried, they did their thing. They're like, nah, I'm going back home. I'm about to go on here and do this because it's already set up. Right. And that's a blessing to have that to fall back on. There's a lot of people got land, can't do nothing with it.
Right.
Either they just ain't focused enough to do nothing with it.
Or they don't know what to do.
To try to push. A lot of people just don't want to even go get in the bed with the government and try to get some of these subsidies and try to go ahead and develop and do this and do that. They don't want to deal with them.
Right.
It's crazy because we're headed to a point to where anything you do or liable to do, they locking you up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if you try to go get your own shit, they definitely want to fuck with you. They want to go, wait, what do you think you're gonna do?
What are you doing?
Think you're gonna go do your own thing?
Right.
Yeah, they definitely.
And the money they make off you being inside. They keeping somebody in there because they got to get their money back.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna make their money. I'm excited to see where some of this stuff goes, but then I know on the flip side of it, some of it's gonna be real painful.
Yeah, we've said that some people are gonna have to suffer. There's some situations where we're gonna have to suffer because, well, that's the thing. Like we just said, if we're relying on a bunch of their systems, if they decide to just take the grocery store from us, we're gonna suffer a little bit.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is, But if we're out here growing our foods and doing our things, you got a few potatoes and some onions in the backyard, you're going to make something work. You know what I mean? You're not going to be totally out, but you're not going to live the fucking luxury life you fucking had a few minutes ago. Right. You know what I mean? And that's the part we got to understand is like, this is luxury. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of luxury we have.
Yeah, you can see, if you look out, still around here in different places, you can look out and you can see the ones that are really starting to shift.
Right.
They're focused. They're planning more. And, they really like, man, look, I better start growing my own stuff, doing this myself versus going here and there, having to call and depend on somebody.
Right.
Because it's a lot of people out there that they don't feel nothing is changing.
Right.
They happy where they at. They excited. They living their life. They taking their trips. They ain't got a worry in the world. They ain't worried about nothing.
Right.
That's what I'm scared of.
Exactly. Well, right.
That's what
because there's
that's what I'm scared of.
There was that video from Atlanta from a few weeks back, right? You see that one where the guy was walking through the airport and he was like, the Epstein files just dropped. And all of y'all just sitting here acting normal and shit.
Yeah, just flying. Yeah,
I missed that one.
Yeah, I think I seen that one too.
I missed that one.
Yeah, there was a couple of angles from that one, and so yeah, he was like, y'all can Google, y'all can read, but y'all just sitting here acting normal and shit. They eat babies, and y'all just acting normal. He was all yelling at it. Yeah.
Most people have it in their head. They heard already that they can't do nothing.
Right.
There's nothing they can do about it.
Yep,
they just worry about their stuff, and as long as they okay, they okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man,
that's right.
A lot of them same ones. When you see people who feel confident enough to get out and share their problems and talk about something they'll go through, they'll be those people will be the same ones that come on and down talk them so bad and treat these people hard. And I'm sitting up there like, damn, just wait till you don't have what you got now.
Right.
Nothing stays the same.
Right.
You're going to be up and you're going to be down. Nothing stays the same.
Right. Well, they say you're up there on that high horse. That's a long way to fall.
Mm-hmm.
It's a long way to fall, baby.
They catch me.
Right.
Go ahead and see how the ground feels. I'm going to help you up.
Right.
But
exactly.
I've
right.
been down here. You come on,
right?
Come on, see how this thing feels.
Exactly.
You fall on me, hurt me. Now I can't help you.
Well, that's right. Part of the situation that's happening right now, right? A lot of people are looking at the situation and going, "Well, it's not. It wasn't a bad deal until it's happening to you, because when it wasn't happening to you, you didn't give a fuck." Now that you see it's happening to you, or all this stuff is happening to certain people, and and they're going, look at us, what's wrong with it? It's like, yeah, now that it's happening to you, you want people to react. But when it was happening to us all these years, you didn't have nothing to say.
It was cool,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I wish we still had that old song I had did. That just made me
Which
think
one?
about
I might have it. It
was old as shit. It was like garbage, man. But the hook was basically like, nigga, I'm tired. It was old though. Boy, just thinking about this, because I have had, even before things started getting to where it was now, I had already gotten my mind like, man, fuck this. I ain't doing nothing. I'm sitting back. I'm tired. I ain't got to do nothing. Mm-hmm. Don't come at me telling me what I got to do. Nope. I did what I was gonna do. It worked. It didn't work out. That didn't work out. I'm taking a break. I'm retired right now. I might come back, but I'm chilling right now. And it's just to hear a lot of people say that, nah, we sitting down chilling. I'm like, that's spiritual. Everybody's starting to get on the same wave. Sit your ass down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sit back.
There's a point where I had to say, right, I'm moving forward in a lot of ways, but I'm not progressing as hard as I should because I'm supposed to be sitting right now. I kind of felt that in the last year or two where I'm like, I'm supposed to be relaxing and not relaxing, but like I'm supposed to be just taking it easy because the thing is what's coming is not going to be easy. And I'm preparing for that.
Energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to need that energy.
Right.
You're going to need that mental space and a lot of,
Yep.
man.
It makes sense now. You know what I mean? Maybe a year ago, I'm thinking, I should really be doing something. You know what I mean? But my spirit just kept telling me, nah, man, just relax because it's coming. And because that's the thing. When the time really fucking hits, people are going to need us. We're here for a reason.
People are going to go ape shit.
Oh, they're going to lose their shit. Yeah.
And just like they're going to lose their shit, at the beginning of it, we're going to be in the same shock.
Right.
But we're not going to stay in it long.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. We're going to be able to move out of it faster, move forward faster. And the thing is since we've been preparing already, we'll have ways to start moving forward and things to do. And that's the point. We got to
It'll be able to help somebody else, the next person.
Correct. We got to rebuild and we got to move forward, and we'll be able to do that easier because, if all of us just crash out, then we lose. But so yeah,
there might not be a problem with that.
Right.
With the crash out.
We got it. It's got to happen, but it's just not going to happen on the way that they want.
Don't crash out.
Yeah.
No, it ain't going to happen how we expect it to happen.
Correct.
Because they pushing it the way they want it to go.
Right. That's
they
true.
want it to be a soft landing for them.
Right.
They trying to prevent us from just burning everything the hell up.
It down.
Right.
Yeah. They trying to delay the process.
Right.
And we waiting on them, waiting to see what they do. They trying to push us to go and set it off.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of setting it out, we just sitting back and letting them just build things here and there. That way so they can still have control later on after the fact.
Right.
That's exactly what's going on. That's exactly what's going on.
And it's like that hydra. You cut head, two more grow. Cut one head, two more gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find out which one it is you got to cut off because
we got to hit them on all fronts, man. We got to hit them on all fronts.
I was thinking about when you hit me up earlier about the call. I was sitting up there thinking, I'm like, man, what can I talk about today?
Right.
And I was just thinking about everything with the Epstein files and everything and like conspiracies and everything as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We got all these different things connected to all these people. They're supposed to be doing all this stuff. And a lot of it, the way I think, there's a crazy idea. It's like, it don't make sense to me.
Right.
Because why would I need to go do all this and this to all these little people if I have the technology to make people?
What do you mean? Like cloning or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't I just make my own clones to do it to that and nobody know what the hell I'm doing? But I'm gonna risk doing it to somebody who's gonna potentially grow up and then go snitch about it.
Right.
That's why I like it. The information is controlled.
Well,
it's controlled at a very high level and a low level.
Right.
But it's like we only get certain bits and pieces and how it's coming out. And it's like people just saying this. You don't want to see all this because everything gonna fall. We ain't worried about it standing up.
Right. It's gonna fall regardless. But
yeah. I'm like, what are y'all waiting on?
Well, the idea, right, that some people are thinking is that what's happening now is the disclosure, right? Where it's being disclosed. People are popping out. You getting whistleblowers and all these different things, right? And it's kind of part of God's plan. And the idea is that God put certain people in certain positions to accept the abuse, to go through it and live through it in order to talk at the end. They couldn't kill certain people. Certain people cannot die. And when they're put in these positions, all they're doing is observing and collecting and, you know what I mean, and doing all these things. And then they're going to have their moment to step out now that it's safer nowadays, you know what I mean, to step out and say, here's all the shit that was going on and here's what's happening, you know what I mean, along with the files, along with this, along with that, you know. And so it's kind of a drip, flood process kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like that's how some people talk about it.
I tell you one thing, the drip been darker than any other thing. Because if your ass black, your ass locked up or dead.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't playing no games.
Right. And
no games.
And you notice how more and more we information is coming out of how they've reclassified the Indians, and that the motherfuckers that are being fucked with now, the so-called blacks nowadays, are the true Indians. Isn't that crazy?
Man, even back then, here we go, 2003, all this shit. I was reading all this shit.
Right.
Even, hell, I was hearing these, growing up in Louisiana, you heard this shit.
Right.
You knew something, but you didn't know. Because at a certain point, I'll tell you one thing, some people are lucky. And I like to hear them talk. I come in, get in on their little podcast and listen for a little while, but I don't stay in too much.
Right.
But I listen to some of them, and the ones that have their history and can go back and trace things, and where they grandparents and great-grandparents and told them stories, they lucky.
Right.
Because in some pockets, all people ain't telling us nothing.
Right. That's true.
They was born in that shit, and they ain't telling us nothing. They don't talk about it.
Well, the oral tradition. It's like, what happened to the oral tradition? We used to tell stories. We used to talk to each other. We used to tell each other all about our past and our great-grandfathers. And that. We lost all that information. Where did all that go? You know what I mean? Like, nobody was passing it on. So, yeah, it was crazy.
They were scared, too. Where you could, at some point, you could talk about that.
Right. It's true.
And if you did, they were gonna fix you.
That's true.
Dang.
And it's like if you still see it today.
That's like it.
Oh, they did demonetize my page.
Right. Right. That's
Why
the
would
new
you
ways.
worry about money anyway?
Right. Their money. Make your own. If you had a bunch of crops, you could trade those. You wouldn't even be worried about their fucking money. So yeah, and I'm with you. All that shit. It's like, but like I said, more and more because that's why a couple episodes ago, I had Mr. Prim on, and we were chatting about some stuff. And he back in the day, like around the same time, as we were talking and learning about stuff, around 2012, 2014, maybe around that time, we were learning more about how the people on the land were not who we thought they were, and all these different things. And he would always say back then, like, yo, growing up, bro, he's like, I never felt like I was no fucking slave. Like, I came from here. Like, I feel like I'm home. Like, that's what he would always say. He never once was like, yeah, man, I got to trace my shit and figure out if I'm a slave. He never talked like that, ever.
Nope.
And so that's why I was like, and then when we started learning shit, he was like, yo, I told you. And I was like, yeah, you had that feeling for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You didn't just make that up.
Right.
So yeah.
A lot of people didn't grow up feeling like that. It wasn't until they started playing it damn roots and stuff in school. Then people started getting these ideas and started getting mad and wanting to fight.
Right. Well, think about it. Think about this. I just saw this the other day on the roots thing you just said. When they first introduced, when Kinta Kunte first pulled up, they had him in chains and he was locked up, right?
Right.
And he introduces him. How does he introduce him? He says, this, nappy hair, he come from Africa. Y'all don't know nothing about that. If they was from Africa, why would they not know nothing about that? It's because they was trying to confuse people and tell people that we were from Africa and not from, you know what I mean? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, those kids would have known it. Their parents are those same people. But they don't know nothing about it because they don't come from that. But we didn't catch that piece because we was just catching the torture and the pain and the hurt of it all. But
the stuff.
Yeah, he's introducing them like, yo, this is a dude, you don't even know anything about this dude. Like, look at him, and look how wild he is.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the craziness that they was bringing to us in the movie, and we didn't see it because we're fucking kids getting programmed.
Knowledge of the land and stuff like that.
Yeah.
We already knew how to till the land and handle the land for a crop.
Yep.
You can't beat that into somebody for them to know that.
Right.
And you ain't out here working, so you ain't teach me this.
Right. Right.
We
Each
just
one
knew
teach
it.
one.
The slaves just automatically knew it.
Just knew
they
how
ain't
to
do
do
that
it.
shit at home.
Right. Just knew how to pick cotton. Just knew how to do it. Just learning from each other.
They wasn't doing that over there.
Right. They didn't have that. That came from here. Yeah. That was our shit. These are our crops. Tobacco, cotton, all this different stuff. That was our shit. And that's what they stole that shit from us. You know?
And
That's good.
And now we just on like I don't know how it's going or who gonna spark it for us change and trying to, get rid of the bad guys or whatever, how that's gonna go.
Right.
I know most people of color right now, we laid back and we pretty much battling each other with stupid shit. That's all thing right now.
Right.
Everybody doing it for a check. Everybody writing think pieces.
Clout chasing and different stuff, right?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's kind of like the Wild West again, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like the Wild West again.
Man.
There's no real rules.
Damn.
We got a lot of people over here that look like us that ain't us, and they
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Yup.
or they claim this theirs.
Yup,
They
definitely.
hate us. It's like, damn. Boy.
Well, have you heard? Here's another thing, right? Maybe we really are from Africa, right? Because have you heard, if you look back at some of these old ancient maps before like the 1500, it shows before, because you got to remember, Africa wasn't called Africa until like the 40s. Before that, it was called Sudan and other shit. It wasn't called Africa. Like it's only modern times that we know it as Africa. There was, if you look at some of these older maps where Argentina is in South America, that used to be called Africa. And so if you took us from Africa and brought us in the Gulf and dropped us in Louisiana, we wouldn't know where the fuck we were. We would think we did come from fucking Africa.
And see, a lot of people,
You know what I mean?
a lot of people knew because they made them old tribes. They used to travel.
Mm-hmm.
They used to have commerce and stuff from north to south.
Right?
That's how they learned them routes.
So it's right. So it's like if you took people from Africa, which is South America, and brought them here and brought people from here and moved them to Africa, we'd all be confused. Because I'm not from here originally. I don't know where the fuck this is. Right. And then you just start teaching me new shit and teaching me new stuff. Next thing I know, I don't even know my culture no more. You can see how easily that can happen. You know? So yeah, it gets so much deeper when you really fucking look into it.
Yeah.
It's a lot more going on. Just the rearranging the maps and all kinds of shit, man. Yeah, it gets deeper and deeper.
And then when people come over here, they get Americanized.
Yep.
Man.
Because they fall into our shit.
Right. Then they become our culture. Yeah.
I see.
See what I'm saying?
I see.
Yeah, it's so easy. So easy.
And a lot of this stuff now being put up and talked about now is to cause distraction.
And confusion,
It's
right?
like, it's like, why are we worried about certain things now that we should have talked about and dealt with it a long time ago.
Right.
You know, because this is not in recent books. These are in old books.
Right, but
This
they've washed all that away. That's the problem. Is the what do they call it? The Rockefellers or the Rothschilds or something? They wrote our textbooks, so of course they wrote what the fuck they wanted us to know. You know what I mean? That's why they give us the pieces. We don't learn true history. We learn a piece of history that they want us to learn. You know,
Bomb droppers.
And with all that, I try to. Well, I don't want to even say I try, but I think about it. I think about what is really going on, what's really coming, or do they know something is coming? Because it's like all of it now is pretty much a cover up to me.
yeah,
Because it's been out there.
Mm-hmm.
Most people didn't have access to it. So most people didn't choose to believe, and the ones who did believe were looked at as they were crazy.
Yeah.
So now we putting everything out. We're gonna close and disclose and spoon feed y'all everything now because we don't want y'all to look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever that is that they don't want us to see, It got to be crazy as hell.
It's showing up though, right? It's showing up though. That you know what I mean? It's like the more and more we look back in history now, we got to go, maybe those world wars weren't really about what they were about. Maybe it was really about just erasing something. You know what I mean? It's like, I think they were erasing some shit. You know, they were erasing some shit, you know? So that's why it's like, you know, when you really look at it, you know, it's like the more and more we look back and we don't just take their word for it, we actually look into it. Things have a different meaning nowadays. Yeah. Definitely.
Well, I've been thinking about the end game. What is the real end game for them? To have to go back and erase so much. What, even knowing the truth of everything, what does that do for everybody? Mm-hmm. What do we gain from it? Knowing everything that was hidden. What is it going to fix if they still at the top?
Right.
If they still in a position to where they can manipulate, control, and turn off things with the flip of a switch. Mm-hmm. Or take everybody out with the press of a button.
Well, that's what everybody's scared of. That's what everybody's scared of. When we talk about, you know, digital assets and this and that, they're always like, well, they're just going to fucking turn it on and turn it off the way they want anyways. No, not when you set it up certain ways and you get those people out of there. They got nothing to do with it now, you know? But it's like, it's got to be set up properly. You can't just let people control it, you know?
Digital, they look at money now. If you look at the progression of money and where it was and how, as far as you could think back with movies and different things and money, right, and where they was and how society was.
Right.
What, going into this thing with digital, we thought printing money was limited to how much paper we had.
Right. Right.
And what we could say. With it being digital, the numbers are infinite.
Right, because that's the way it was supposed to be.
We can print up some stuff.
Yeah, that's abundance. We were never supposed to not have. And the thing is, you know, everybody wants to say, well, why are we paying to live on a planet we grew up on and this thing? Well, the thing is we're not supposed to pay to live here. Water, electricity, things like those should be free because we have technologies that can make it work free. But if we have services and you know what I mean? If you're going to do something for me, I should be able to compensate you somehow. You know what I mean? And that's where the money and bartering system comes in play. It was never about paying for everything. It was about having a way to show appreciation. You know, like think about like teachers and people that would go. A lot of those people worked for free back in the day. But when they traveled to a city, the city paid for their hotel and their food and while they came and taught and did things in the city, you know what I mean? And or their hometown paid, you know what I mean? They paid for them to go abroad and learn and bring new things back and stuff like that. That's what that stuff was for. It was never about someone to just get rich off of.
Bomb droppers.
So we've got to change our minds on how money was really supposed to work. You know, we've been you know, greed and all these different things have shown up. You know. So.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see everybody rich here in the near future.
Shit. Yeah, I hope so. You know what I mean? Even though money losing its value.
Yeah, we're going to a new system.
You know.
Yeah, we need to go ahead and go to the new system so they can go and put all them zeros. In everybody's account, and we can go buy all this stuff we don't need, and then we just gonna be sitting over there looking. And each other like, huh?
Yep.
What? You see my new robot? Yeah.
You see my new robot?
I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm saying we gonna do the same thing as consumers and want things,
right?
Because you know everybody want what they want. So if the new system can give everybody a taste of what they want. Cool.
Right.
But the idea of control and having power over people, I don't know why it's needed, but it's somebody feels they need it.
Right.
It's something somewhere that feels that they need to have something under some type of something that has to be dominated. And that don't make sense.
Well, you've got a group of people who can't create. Who have no culture, who have no idea. So they have to take from others. That's where it comes down to, you know. So if I can't be successful without controlling you, well, then that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Like that's what it comes down to, the you know, the idea of
And that business, that's still crazy because if I got to do all this to control you, what do I really have?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Because with technology, with technology and money compared to everybody else right now, you can do anything you want to do. You can buy anything you want to buy. Certain people can.
Right.
So there's really no reason for you to cause strife in another person's life because you can just pay a person to do what you want.
Right.
If I need such and such made, I just pay them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a system because it's a system that divides us, but also it holds up the labor portion of it because there's certain things that certain people just don't want to do, and that's fine.
Right.
That's fine. There's a lot of stuff that people don't want to do, or they try to tell you folks don't want to do. I hate hearing it. Well, if they coming in and they taking all the jobs that don't nobody want to do, you a damn lie.
Right.
Because half of us can't find a job to do.
Right.
Definitely.
Just saying, people don't want to work here and don't want to do that.
People don't want to be mistreated. People want fair wages. You know what I mean? Like that's what we want.
A lot of times, it ain't even about the fair wage. Because you got to think, they saying that. Look at this. If they bring in all these people, letting all these people come over here,
Right.
and they just doing all these little jobs that don't nobody else want to do.
Right.
But they're still surpassing, let's just say, black folks. Then we say they getting all these extra subsidies and stuff like that. Someone's getting those subsidies too and got jobs and still can't get what they got. So what's going on?
Right.
Somebody lying.
It's the greed. Yeah, it's the greed.
Somebody ain't getting paid for what they doing. Somebody's being just overly just given stuff to put them in a certain position. It ain't that they work harder.
Right.
They just being put in a position to get and given the opportunities to have.
Yeah.
And then there's some folks, we just need y'all right here. Because we can't let y'all,
No, because you're right. Because if certain people were just given money, they'd blow it tomorrow regardless. You know what I mean? They don't have the mindset. They don't have the mindset.
The whole idea of reparations is crazy to me because I'm like, man, what y'all fighting about this shit for? Give it to them.
Right.
We about to give that shit right back to y'all.
Back to you.
Y'all done just paid off the national debt just by approving reparations.
Right.
Because we giving that shit right back to y'all.
Right. The consumers would go crazy. Like you said, they'd be buying so much shit.
It wouldn't be enough stuff on here, in manufactured to sustain it,
right? Because
of the stuff we would buy.
Mm-hmm.
But then another thing folks ain't thinking about, niggas hauling ass, and that's one of the biggest things. We getting the hell up out of here.
Yeah, yeah. Some people would dip.
Yeah,
some people would dip.
Because you gotta think, we talk about manufacturing jobs and say a lot of them have went overseas. No, the hell they didn't. A lot of them jobs is in prison.
Ooh, there it is.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
Tell them.
That's why they don't want folks to leave. They need somebody in these cages. And you think they ain't building more, Steve?
Right.
I guarantee you, it's construction all over. They building more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the new slavery in its way. You know what I mean? Is jail and
but it ain't new because it's always been on the book.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they get a percentage.
That's the Constitution, if I'm not mistaken. That's always been on the book.
Right.
If you go to jail, that's you're a slave.
Oh yeah. It's according to the amendment, that was the only way they could make you a slave is through capital punishment. Right. It's written in there.
Damn sure they tried to get rid of that one.
It's written in there. Right, exactly. Who's abolishing that one? Who's going, wait a minute, this is outdated. We don't need this.
Yeah, I think most jails, it's you got to hold a certain amount of people in there. A percentage.
The whole idea of
right. If you don't, they get in trouble for that.
Right. Well, they want to fine the state or whatever. Right. Definitely. I've heard that. Yeah.
And see, the whole idea of 15 major cities, they already got the blueprint for that. That's jail.
Yeah. Just make it bigger. Well, that's what the United States is. The United States is one big ass fucking, we're in a cage. We're in a cage right here. You know? They put
all ain't for to keep people out, it's to keep people in.
Correct. Because that's why I tell people, I say try to leave. Try to leave. They'll let you leave, but try to come back. You know what I mean? Like, or like I said, depending on where you go, that country won't let you fucking go in there with no paperwork. That country's gonna be like, where the fuck are you from? Wait a minute.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Look at it. I think it was yesterday. They was talking about they're about to with the new thing they just passed. They're going to start enforcing the people who are behind on child support or who don't pay child support to take their passports. That's not new.
Right.
That's been on the books.
They just weren't enforcing it.
And if I'm not paying my child support, well, I'm trying to go overseas anyway. If I'm going over there, that means if I'm going overseas in this current situation, I ain't trying to come back nowhere. All thing I'm trying to do is avoid jail.
Right.
They do crazy stuff, and it's like, okay, that really don't make sense, because you already got some people who's struggling just to get by, and they doing the best they can to pay all this stuff. So you want to hurt them? Okay, go for it. Now you want to poke. You want to poke at a big bad.
Mm-hmm.
The vet. They came for the vet so hard this week, and it's like they keep coming for us. And I'm sitting up there like, why are they messing with the vet? Leave them folks alone.
Yeah, there's no point. What's the point of that?
Everybody's not going to take their land down. And some of these vets are seasoned. Mm-hmm. They ain't like a lot of these new people.
Right.
When they turn it on, they ain't going to want to turn it off.
Right.
Leave these folks alone. It'd be easier to just calculate a nice, solid amount for everybody and keep that budget, keep it there. Mm-hmm. You can throw everybody 5 across the board and leave it alone. Mm-hmm. You won't have to raise that shit every year. You won't have to do nothing. Just adjust for 5. Point blank period. If you can't provide a stable living for your household with just 5,000 alone, something is wrong with you.
Right. Yeah. Well, you got to remember, most people today are living beyond their means, way beyond their means.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, they don't realize it, but they're doing it.
Man, I'm thankful for the 2 I get, and I make it work.
Right.
And I ain't got to do nothing but sit at home.
Right.
And I make it work. What I don't have, I don't need.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And anytime I do need something extra, something always comes.
There it is.
There's going to be a little hustle or something going to come right there and going to be like,
you'll manifest it up, man.
And for a few hours of my time, I go do a little work, and I'm good.
Yep.
I go help somebody out, and I'm good.
Yep, exactly.
That's how I live my life.
You're helping somebody, right. There's so many things, right.
I don't want it. It would be nice to have a lot more, but the wear and tear on my body and my mind, I ain't got nothing for you. I can't give it to you like that no more, because when I gave it to you, you snatched it as quick as you wanted to.
Right. You didn't have respect for it. So, yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Yo, you want to get into this song real quick?
Damn.
I didn't realize time was flying.
Yeah, it always do. It always do.
All right, I'm going to put you on mute. This is Weapons of Mass Destruction featuring Prime and Intox-icated. This was Dane and Nonstop's album called Return of a Dying Breed. This came out, this came out, 2012, I think it was? Something like that around that time.
Definitely dropped.
Okay, so here we go. Weapons of Mass Destruction.
Breaking news. Mankind has just evolved. His mental capacity has just increased by 10. Not only is he a threat to himself, but he's a threat to the hip-hop nation. Call me the all-seeing, all-knowing, all-hearing, all-pro. You know where I'm going with this. If you listen, you know I'm piss intelligent in everything I do. The IG's planet mental warfare on you. Precise with my calculation, targeting all this brainwashing the nation. You so-called real rappers need to check your very statements. Cause I decipher ciphers with our tools who change the rules. Saying words don't hurt you while they shooting at you. And yet you talk that hard shit, promote that bullshit. Slave to the corporation and you call it real shit. I'm taking back the streets. Now tell me what's beef. Food if you eat it, and if you got it, that's more for me. Cause I won't play these games, I watch what I do. You can't be a man looking like a fairy true. Selling sex to kids, fake ass images, weapons of mass destruction. You know what time it is.
A month in the lab, gotta make it work. A few casualties might change the world. Put together a concoction, have infidels, morals dropping before they can stop me getting popping. Hopefully it hits the right people. I accept a few accidentally hit that didn't need it. Mixture after mixture, biologic, my logic detonates and destroys these hater prophets. Not just aimed at the pockets, but for pockets of knowledge that they barely acknowledge. Using mics as my rockets when I rock it, transport it into your subconscious, electromicroscopic. So either way, the infection attacks with the transmission of raps. On the map, I sit back and just watch the masses react. Lyrical demonstration of devastation, but instead of mass confusion, I ignite mass contribution. My assault is not a problem, but a poetic solution.
Lyrical mastermind, yeah, nigga, we mastermind. Weapons of mass destruction, see the threat is in our eyes. Lyrical mastermind, yeah, nigga, we mastermind. Weapons of mass destruction, see the threat is in our eyes.
I'm a weapon, my mind is destruction. Bucking for instruction, for something, no frontin'. My pencil be jumping on and off the page. I'm a mage in the last of these days. I stays with rage, my phase is blaze on stage. I leave a glaze on their face like they was stuck up in the maze. The 12 gauge pump, leave them lost and confused. I'm amused from the tools that they use. You can never abuse the truth. I steal your youth like a tooth that you lost in third grade. No braids and fades, afros and boxes. Return of a dying braid. Succeed and leave back to serious because my melanin is serious. They not oblivious to my existence. For instance, their persistence is not coincidence. I'm never facing the fence, I'm always standing it tall. The boy is a bomb, now watch them all fall. Kaboom, I'm in the room, put them in tombs and smell the fumes I reduced them to.
WMDs from the minds of PPE. I'm a congressman. Act like you done heard of me. Lyrical weapons from some lyrical veterans, dropping bombs on the track and keep on stepping. Rape and pillage the game, just blazing the trail. Pushing through your country, searching for the holy grail. Devastation and pain is all that remains. Insertion of democracy, voting for change. Popping off at the mouth, mercenary for hire. Unleashing the power of a true live wadi. Element of surprise, dealing with people's lives. Feeding off the energy of the screams and cries. Turmoil and torture, consuming my thoughts. Got my finger on the button, ready to set it off.
Lyrical mastermind, yeah, nigga, we mastermind. Weapons of mass destruction, see the threat is in our eyes. Lyrical mastermind, yeah, nigga, we mastermind. Weapons of mass destruction, see the threat is in our eyes.
Yeah.
Man.
Remember
what's
that
crazy
joint
about
now, right?
Yeah, you know what's crazy about that song?
What's up?
How everybody got on one accord. There was no discussion about where the song was going to go, no
Right.
direction.
Right.
But everybody mentally got on the same accord.
We
And
took
looking at that song now,
direction, man. We saw where
Yeah.
you were going, and we were like, let's go. Because that's what I'm saying. You created that song. You did the beat. You did the first verse. You created the tempo for that idea. Yeah. So yeah, right. Like you're saying, we never back then we never thought about it. We put the song on and we just go. You know, like we just made it work. A month in the lab, gotta make it work.
man, that shit, personifies the whole YN rap music scene right now.
Well, that's the thing. When I listened to it again, the other day, I happened to stumble on it, right? And then that's what gave me the thought was like, yo, I need to get Dane back on here. We need to talk about this new shit because I know he's got something on this. But at the same time, I heard this song because it played on one of my playlists, and I was like, yo, Dane was talking about the fucking landscape now, back then, before we even really understood what was going on. You know, like he was already in that mind frame. And that's why I was like, yo, we can tie this in to early YouTube and fucking this and Epstein file. We can tie everything that he was talking, you know what I mean? Like Dane he had his mind out there. He was ready for this shit. And so,
I had absorbed so much information.
Yeah.
That I was just eager to share.
Mm-hmm. And we were eager to learn, man.
Without even knowing the full depths of it, knowing what was true and what it just resonated with me.
Right.
And I felt I had to share it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing.
That's how you know that shit real.
Right.
When it resonate.
And that's the thing that's why we were saying earlier, it was like he was saying all this stuff, and there was moments where we were like, nah, man, this is some crazy shit. But we looked into it. I watched the videos. He would send videos. We'd watch them, and I'd look and I'd go, God damn, there's some fucking evidence for this shit, though. Like, something's going on. You know, like, there's got to be more going on here. Not realizing that YouTube was just going to blow it up like that, you know? Like, so much stuff could be put on there. There's so much stuff there.
Yeah, it's hard to really capture me today. People get up, they get the spit and stuff, and I'm like, let me check my see what they talking about. Oh, shit, I heard it.
Right.
Man, y'all just learned about that.
Right.
I done forgot about half this shit y'all talking about, and then it'll come back to me. And I'm like, man, it's crazy how much stuff was out there.
Yeah.
And been out there for a long time. These, like, the podcasts are new. Before the podcast, you had Blog Talk Radio.
Yep.
You always had the chat groups.
Yep.
You had the late night radio talks with different people, coast to coast and different things. Man, they always had these meetings.
Always an avenue. Yeah, there was always an avenue somewhere. It was just right. It was just tapping into it. It was like we didn't know. Like nowadays we can look at certain people or watch certain people on YouTube or different places and go, okay, that's somebody I can trust a little bit with some information. Let's work. Let's see some of that.
Right.
Like you're saying, back then, I didn't know I could trust the person on Blog Talk. Who the fuck's this person? They could be making shit up. You know, like we had no way to vet them per se. You know,
so it had to resonate with you.
Yeah, that's what we didn't know that word yet.
Right.
We didn't know that word yet. We didn't know what resonate
meant. A lot of us, coming up 80s, 90s, early 2000s, a lot of us were intrigued by the story, the hero.
Right.
Things of that nature. The movies and everything, the way everything was structured. We always knew that it was a hero somewhere. So when we hearing these stories and hearing all this stuff, we looking for the hero in all of it.
Right.
And still look for the hero in all of it today.
We didn't realize we're the heroes.
Whole time.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I was just about
to
say.
Time. See, I got you. I know where you're going.
That's what I was just about to say. We be looking for ourselves.
Yep.
And
that's why they say, look, go within.
A lot of people are tired.
Yeah, they say go within. That's what I tell people now, and they're starting to get it. Where I start to say, I'm going, there's no one coming to save you. You got to save yourself.
At all.
Like you know what I mean? Like if you keep waiting for a savior, you're going to be waiting a while. You know what I'm saying? No wonder we've been waiting all this time because we were waiting when we shouldn't have been waiting. We're going to save ourselves. We've got to change it. We're the ones we've been waiting for. We're the ancestors that are here now.
We're the ones in the fight.
Exactly. We're on the front lines. Let's go.
We're the ones in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I can just imagine how my daughter's going to talk about me later on. That nigga, that crazy ass nigga. And all he wanted to do was sit down and watch TV and just show me this and show me that. I wish I'd have watched it then.
Right.
I heard him. I wish I'd have been listening to him.
Yep. It's the same things I think of. When my grandfather used to sit me down back in the day and show me stuff, and I used to be like, what is this shit? This is some weird shit. Like, like it was the stuff he was checking out. It was like a lot of war stuff and, Vietnam things and stuff. And I'm just like, What do I need to know this shit for? Not realizing this is what I needed it for.
Yeah.
But I wasn't paying attention. I get it now. So,
Do you still watch Westerns and shit?
I'm not a big Western person, but I'll watch them here and there, but I'm not a big Western person.
I see
when I watch Westerns and old movies like classics and stuff like that, I'm not in the mode I'm not in this mode like I am now. I'm in the mode then of more of studying film. So that's something I'm passionate about.
Right.
So when I look at the dialogue, when they didn't have a lot of special effects, and then it was just the dialogue and how they conveyed the emotions and led the scenes and stuff like that, the music and different things like that. TV and music, TV and movies, they missing a lot of that today.
Yeah, the orchestration of it all is what you were looking at.
Yeah, it can't touch a lot of stuff.
Right.
Man,
I got you. In that sense, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's crazy. I went back. I used to hear people talk about James Dean all the time. James Dean. I had never watched none of his movies. I'm like, let me go back and check out some of his movies. And I start watching. I say, man, everything he was in was good. He had some range.
Right.
That's
and
crazy.
I be looking at stuff now, and I be like, man, where's the story? Where's the character development? This too short. They ain't giving me nothing. And you can figure out the plot. You know, as soon as the movie starts, you know who the bad guy is. Yeah, It's like, come on, man, God,
right. Make me work for it. Tease me a little bit.
They try to twist everything up and give it to you, and then it still don't hit. That's just like the Stranger Things. It didn't hit the way I expected it to hit.
Oh, gotcha.
When it came down to the end of it, I was just like, oh man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. I never finished it. I did like up seasons 1 and 2, but I never went farther than that.
Yeah, man. Once you get back into it, you're gonna watch it and you're gonna be intrigued. But then when you get to the end of it, it's not gonna hit.
Right.
But the backstory of where, like, the ideas and stuff, where they got like some of the ideas they came from.
Right.
It's like
it's all tied in.
It's all conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm.
So when you realize those conspiracy theories, you be like, man, the theory and everything that people were talking about back then was way better than this theory. If they had stuck to what they was doing and told it a different way, more along the lines of the conspiracy, they probably would have captured more people. But it wasn't for us. It was for the kids. They're indoctrinating the kids now.
Right.
So a lot of times, a lot of these shows, they'll go back and show the nostalgic things that we lived and we had fun with. Just seeing the 80s and that whole vibe on the screen, it does something to you. It gives you a good feeling of going back into those times where, damn, I grew up. I remember that. Look at that motherfucker hair. Look at them shoes.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is a lot of people, when they talk about that show, they be like, yo, is that how the real 80s was? Or how was that how stuff was? You're like, yo, there was fucking telephones on every corner. You know what I mean? Yeah, there was. We had to ride our bikes everywhere or catch the bus. Like, there was no Ubers. There was none of this extra shit. Like, you know, like if you didn't know where your friend was, you had to go find him. You couldn't just text him and hope he'd fucking hear you. You had to fucking put your psychic ability together and go, maybe they could be at the schoolyard. Maybe they might be at so-and-so's house, and you got to go check these places.
Right.
Like, you had to go do
9
this shit.
times out of 10, you already knew. You didn't have to go to too many spots to find them.
Right. You just feel the energy. Oh, they went to Mark's house. You'd be like, okay, I know where they at now.
That shit.
Because I know they're not at Mark's house, but I know where they go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that shit real.
The one thing that a lot of them are robbed of right now, though, is when it relates to music and dance and partying and just having fun together. When I see those videos, and I be like, man, we don't do nothing. The kids don't do like that no more.
Yeah, they don't. They don't socialize like that.
Yeah, they didn't party like before. We used to have fun.
Well, I saw a picture of that the other day on Instagram, and it said people at like nowadays clubs, they're all just in there on their phones and just music's playing, you know, like. But like back in the day, there was no phones. We was all just dancing and partying. And shit.
Right.
And that's if you had the courage to go up and ask a girl to dance and shit. Yeah. I was so shy. I won't dance, but it would be down there at the end of the dance. But I done when I done worked past all them damn nerves.
By the time you get through your nerves, right? I'm with you. Yeah. I had to get through my nerves too. Same. I used to be there too.
Man.
It'd be like last fucking song, and I'd be like, "Yo, you want to dance this one?" And like, took me all fucking night to ask you this shit. You know?
Yeah,
and it was easy.
Like, fuck, I should have been did this. Right.
Social media will have you thinking that people were just like they didn't have it in them, and then some people were just like they was just everything they asked for came to them, and half these people be lying. You wouldn't. If you had it that good, you wouldn't talk like that.
Right.
Especially up in this age, you'll appreciate life, the beauty of it.
Right.
And most people don't, man. It'd be so.
Well, they're always looking for the next. It's like, yo, you don't even appreciate the shit you have. So that's why you want the next, because you don't even appreciate the shit you have.
Yeah.
Droppers.
True.
Damn.
True.
Dang, I be seeing stuff, and the newest thing come out, I'll be like, yeah, that's nice.
Right.
And I can look at it and I'm satisfied. Or my people, friends, cousins, they can go get something new and shit.
I got it too at that point.
Yeah.
We're good.
I don't need it because I know what come with it. I ain't trying to pay that high ass note.
Right.
Folks be telling me about a new car, and if they pay for a cash, you blessed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you got a car note, I ain't
worried about all that. Right.
Hell no. That's the last thing on my mind. Even though, sometimes it's kind of, you'll have those moments where you feel restricted, where you can't just get up and go where you want to, but I don't miss a damn car note.
Right. Right.
I don't miss a car note. I'm where I've always wanted to be, but I didn't expect to get here this way. I didn't expect for it to be exactly how it is. I expected it to be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But, that's just
Well, that's the thing. We never realize when we get to the destination, we go, damn, if I'd have known beforehand, you probably would have never got there that way. You know what I mean? Like you kind of got to fumble it a little bit and then go, oh shit. And then make the choices you make and then go, damn, here we go. It just kind of works that way. It's never really, like you say, how they always say, you make a plan and then God shows you the life, and says, your plan don't mean shit.
And then you end up right back where you playing. It's like, damn, if I just did this back then, shit, things would have been a lot better. Mm-hmm. But no, I had to keep playing the game, and the game is so crazy because it's rigged.
Right.
And like with all the things, all the conspiracies and everything that we have in the world today, and we are seeing that it's true. At one time, they were just conspiracies, and we didn't know they were true.
Right.
And life was better.
That's true.
And it might not have been true, but the fact that a lot of us put that information in and we believe we created it all together. We all created it.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody innocent in it. We all did it.
Right. We all put energy into it to show everybody that it was real.
Yeah.
It's like, did we just create it? Maybe we just created it. And that's all it is.
Certain stuff I might think, and I don't even be wanting to think it, but I damn sure won't speak it.
Right.
Be like, I ain't saying this. Ooh, I better not let that come out of my mouth because I know the power of my mouth.
Oh,
shit, no.
Gotcha. Yep. That's true. That's true.
I get mad, and so if I get mad, something just come up and I just shut down. It's like, no, don't open your mouth.
Right. Well, that's why they talk about balance and everything, and being able to control your emotions and don't let your emotions control you. Because, a thought and an emotion together creates an idea and creates a thing. You know what I mean? So if all you're going to do is pop off at the mouth and this and that and crash out all the time, well, then what do you think you're going to create? Nothing but chaos. You know what I mean? Yep. But if you can balance it out and reflect and make sure you make good decisions and well, then you'll create some better things, So
yeah, because Lord knows I don't want to crash out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not Pisces aren't good at that. We explode.
Because I'm gonna enjoy it.
We explode.
Yep, and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Right.
And I don't. There's some things I do not want to do or be said. He did this. Y'all remember when he did that? I don't want. Yeah, I don't want to be a memory that can be replayed.
That's probably how you gotta be.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably how you gotta be, man.
Yeah.
Just keep the balance. That's why we got to keep the balance,
Right.
man. Because yeah, I mean, like me in most situations nowadays, like when I see it, of course, seeing the Epstein files and knowing that they're doing weird shit to kids, of course, it pisses me off. Of course, it makes me think I'll do something right now if I could see somebody. If somebody was right here that I knew was doing some weird shit, I'd want to do something right now. I get that. We all get that. You should get that.
And see, most people would do something.
That makes you human. But
it's a lot. Just like it's a lot of people that would do something and respond.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot that ain't. They gonna sit by.
Right.
They gonna sit by.
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking about it. Just thinking about the survivors and the ones who went through it, and the ones who are speaking now. And then it's like, okay, the ones we can see that are out and speaking about it and coming up with all these stories now. You got some that are truly telling the truth.
Right.
Now you're starting to see a lot of the ones that are not telling the truth. They're doing it for content. You can listen to their story.
Right.
Why do you even come out?
So who do you think
why wait so long anyway?
Like when you look at like some of these people online, like Jaguar Wright and Orlando and these different people, like, what do you think about some? You think some of these people are telling the truth? Or do you think they're just clout chasing?
They tell the truth. Some of them tell the truth, but they just keep going. Like
they're just they're broken, so they don't really know how to do it.
You gotta catch it.
There's no playbook.
You gotta catch it.
Yeah, there's no.
But they tell you the truth.
Yeah, I get it.
They're gonna give it to you a certain type of way.
Yeah,
because they already have a label,
right?
And it's still some fear there that they know they could be touched, so they got to stay in a way to where.
I got you.
To where if you want it, you gonna go find it.
Right. Well, that's kind of right. That's kind of how they say it. Like, well, we'll go look at this, or they'll give you something. They'll say like, go look up this hotel or something and tell me who owns that hotel. They'll just give you a clue like that or something, and then you'll be like, you go look it up or look into it, and you go, oh shit, that person's connected to this, and they're the father of this person who did this shit or something, or you know what I mean? Like you'll find something like that. So that makes sense.
And they'll say stuff. And you might already know it, and you connect the dots so fast.
Oh yeah,
you'd be like, damn.
Right.
I've done that before. Why can't nobody else see this?
I've done that before, where they've said something, and then I'm going, oh, I know about that. I've read on that, and so now that makes sense. Like that's the piece I needed, or something. Yeah, I've been.
Like damn, I missed that.
Right.
Like I knew that. I knew it.
Right. I got you.
But he was like, why? He asked the question, why are they just coming out about it now?
Right.
Because they have been given the green light to do it.
Correct. It's safer now.
Hey, let's get it, bro.
That makes sense. I know that kind of for a fact too, because there's some people
before the president's leap into the political scene, before he did that, people did not care about things like this. They did not care about these conversations. These things were just talked about in the shadows and spread it that way.
Right.
When he stepped on the scene and shook the market, and because they did not want him in that place, they started to tell.
Right.
They started exposing stuff, not knowing.
They started telling on themselves on purpose. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I know.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't expect to get caught up. They figured they could just get him out the way.
Right.
Because you got some of the things that came out during that first campaign. It's like, y'all been sitting on these tapes for all these years and ain't say nothing. Right. That's just like with the hotel incident with Diddy.
Right.
You've been holding this for this long and you just not coming out. But when I first saw it, man, it didn't look new to me. It looked like something I had saw years ago. I'm like, this ain't new.
Right. You might have saw it back then not knowing what it was. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
when I'm gonna tell you when I saw it, because we only saw a part of it.
Right.
It was just him talking to her laying under that blanket.
Mm.
We didn't see the other half of it.
Right.
This shit had been out.
Right.
We just didn't see all of it. Like a lot of this stuff, when it comes out, it's old.
Right.
But it's coming out in a certain way to affect certain people to push certain agendas.
It's a controlled agenda. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And like with the survivors that are out, man, it got to be way more people involved.
In the shadows, yeah, definitely.
That are not saying nothing at all. Either they're not here with us no more, or they just don't want to relive none of it. They not going to speak about it. They have been scared into silence. Or they have been paid handsomely and they are happy
to sit on the
their life, and they don't want nobody to know about it. They don't want their spouse to know. They don't want their kids to know. They're not going to talk about it.
Well, the thing is what I kind of heard along the way as well is that all of this has already taken place. So like we're watching the news years later per se, but they're playing it to us like it's happening right now. And
that is very well possible.
Right. That's why I say that's a possibility. And then the other part is like, look at celebrities, right? They always talk about climate change. They always talk about cancer. They always talk about, but all this stuff comes out in nothing. Crickets. Just crickets. Nobody's talking. Nobody wants to say nothing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? Right. And I think it's because we know a couple years ago they shut Hollywood down. Hollywood's been shut down. It's just straight fucking AI movies popping out now. We're not seeing anybody acting anymore. It hasn't probably been that way in a while. You know, like we just haven't been told yet. But there's no real Hollywood anymore. You know, like that Hollywood's over. You know, like that's how I see it. I don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know for sure, but I think that's what I'm seeing based on just the evidence. You know, it's
some of the stuff. You know, it's they have AIs being used more. When we use it, and you see it on social media, you can see you can see the amateur side of it.
Right.
You can see the amateur side of it, but the idea of AI is not.
It's new to us, but it's not new to the world.
Yeah. That's old.
Yeah.
We just looking at it. We just looking at it as a new thing.
They threw it to us as a distraction. They're like, "Hey, check this out."
Yeah. it was old when the first Terminator came out.
Right.
It was old then.
Well, like I tell everybody, if they've talked about it in a movie, that means it's real already. And we know that remember Space Odyssey 2001? When was that? Like the 60s or 70s, right when that came out?
Space Odyssey.
What was that dude? How? He was AI. That was AI.
Yep.
So that was in the 60s when that fucking movie came out. And they were talking about space and fucking AI before they even went to the moon.
Yep.
So come on.
They were showing us the Jetsons, and they about to bring the Jetsons back out.
Right. Yep.
And Jim Carrey in it. You know they about to drop something in there.
Right. Yeah. That's where, like you're saying, Star Trek and all that stuff that's where we should have been. But they limited us on purpose, so we never asked the questions. Why would we not have this shit? You know? So we were just happy with what we had. You know, we were rolling with that.
We were satisfied.
So the Jetsons is where we going, right?
It's where we should have really been at. Yeah. That's the idea. Become a Jetson type fucking civilization.
That's crazy. And then they got the robots coming out now.
Yeah.
You could buy a robot for like $100,000.
Right. Clean your house.
Yeah. They got this new one. They got this new one for the house.
Right.
I seen that they say you can deposit. You can go ahead and put your pre-order deposit $200. They got a payment plan of $499 for one. You can buy one outright, $20,000.
Nice.
I was like, man.
Right.
I said, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a car payment. That's a car payment.
I would want something like that, but I want to be able to control and reprogram it.
Right.
I don't want.
The company shouldn't control that. Yeah,
You can do that.
the company shouldn't control that. You're right.
You can control the parts too. Mm-hmm. If you know what I'm talking about, you could change the parts.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of stuff with AI that is just like
sex robot.
Like, okay,
sex robot.
Like whoa.
they have the
how quick
the basic information language.
How quick do you change the parts? People would be wild out here.
Oh man,
that's it's crazy to me.
Man, dog,
changing the fucking
dog. That technology right there has been long overdue.
Right,
that's some big.
It's been long overdue because that would cut down on a lot of crazy shit happening.
Right.
It would cut down a lot of crazy shit happening, and it's all about access. Some people have access that you don't have, and some people can't. You can't just go demand access. You got to get permission.
Right.
So it would solve some things in certain areas. But in certain areas, it's scary for people because they think about the monetary value that they're losing. Well, it's like, I ain't gonna be able to do this job. This job gonna be gone. That job gonna be gone.
That's the first thing everybody asks.
Don't nobody want to work.
Right.
Why are we talking about jobs when nobody wants to work? Well, let's build a system where we don't have to work.
Correct. Right. Exactly. That's how I look at it. Build a system where we don't need all this shit. The only reason we need this stuff is because they keep telling us we need it. So yeah, I'm with you. We're supposed to be having fun and living our lives and enjoying and helping people and just being good with each other. We're not supposed to be out here just fucking working 40 hours a week for 40 years to fucking die at 70.
Man, have you seen some of them old videos when they was in school and how they used to exercise and had to climb up the rope and the stuff they used to have to do? Man, I'd still been in school.
Right.
Right now. I ain't doing that shit.
Well, that's the thing. That stuff was teaching us hand-eye coordination and all these different things. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we were learning specific things. That's how we learned how to move our bodies and how flexible we were. And you know what I mean? Along with that and, wrestling with our cousins and playing around, you know what I mean? And doing all these things, we was learning about all this shit, And then it was all just so we could fucking go work 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
Shit.
To get somebody else all the time. Let me go see what math up
when we could be climbing mountains and doing fishing and fucking doing all this wild shit, you know what I mean? Fucking skiing on fucking lakes and you know what I mean? That's stuff we were supposed to be doing. We did it all as kids. You know what I mean? And then we become adults and we're like, no, we got to work now.
Yep.
Crazy. It's crazy.
That was the weirdest thing for me when I moved back down here in 2010. Because I'm coming back down here. Okay, it's the South. I'm like, okay, my check, I should be able to do a lot more with my check here versus being up there. So I get down here, and everybody's like, I got to do this, I got to take care of kids, and I got to do all this. And I'm saying, like, damn, everybody's just so stagnant. Don't nobody want to do shit.
Right.
And now, I done added 2 more kids to the mix and everybody out doing their thing. I say, shit, I can't do nothing. I see what they were going through. Shit.
You fell right into it.
I'm like, shit, I should have had mine young too. But I'm glad I didn't. Because if I'd had them young, I wouldn't have had the mental space to learn and capture a lot of information that I did.
Yeah, you would have just did ratchet shit, the same thing like the rest of us did. Just a bunch of ratchet shit.
Yep. I'm gonna have to do my ratchet shit here late in life.
Right. But that's we're getting there to the end. We're gonna start wrapping this thing up. But like something along those lines was I think about it sometimes where I look at some of like different people we have in our lives and they're having kids now and their kids are 2, 5, 7 years old right now, and I'm like, damn. I want to redo it too, but at the same time, I don't want all that responsibility in this moment either, though. You know what I mean?
Man.
In this environment, I don't want it.
No.
But I want to be able to redo it, though. That's now I have more information, so.
Yeah. Man, when I was a young sailor, I didn't want to have any.
Right.
And I didn't stick to that. I just knew I didn't want to have any.
Right.
But then when I had my first one, all that was out the door. But man,
right, you didn't
had
open
I
the floodgates.
known the world was gonna be like it was, I wouldn't have bring my girls into this shit.
Yes, sir.
Right,
Yes, sir.
right. But you know what? Maybe it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Because it made you see it. Because you had something invested now. It's totally possible.
On one hand, I used to think that it's okay. They're gonna be all right. The girls, they're gonna be all right. The world is changing.
Right.
Now I'm back to more of these. I don't know. How,
right.
They still got an upper hand, but I don't know how long they're gonna have it because this shit getting crazy.
Right. We're flipping.
I gotta save my energy because Daddy gonna have to shut up.
We're flipping that bitch as we speak. We're flipping it right now. So yeah, we're gonna make it work. But yeah, man, episode 166. We've been rocking.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah.
I like the information. That's why I said this is great information, not only for me to connect things, and get the memories back and things like that, for us and stuff like that. But it was a good way to connect our audience and see like how long this information's been out, what things have been going on, and how many, we've been talking about all this stuff. It's just that we didn't have all the information, and there's more information today than ever. And so just start your journey, Start your journey.
And there's still a lot of more information.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other part too of that is don't get lost in it.
Right.
Don't get lost in it and feel hopeless. We're doing things. We're building. Learn how to be better. Figure out how to fix things in your life. Make things better in your life and with people around you. That's where you got to go with this.
Yeah. If you feel overwhelmed, take your break.
Yep.
Take your couple breaths, rest.
Right. Now people are going to get it when I tell them, I'm like, yeah, man, how we say, yeah, look at the conspiracies, look at the podcast, do the thing. But then take some time and watch some drag racing, watch some tennis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
do something. Do just some
crazy,
entertainment shit. You don't need to fucking flood your mind all day.
Right.
Play some video games.
You're gonna fall into despair.
Right. Exactly. And yeah, it's easy. It's easy to do. So yeah, that's why I said you got to take your breaks, take your entertainment breaks, play around. Take a trip, go hang out with your girl this weekend or something. Do something different. Don't just fucking consume all the shit all the time.
Right.
But get in there and get fucking active. Let's go.
Bomb droppers.
Don't fucking, you know what I mean? Let's get active too. Come on, stop. But yeah. Great conversation.
Get with it.
Yeah. I wish we could just keep going. Let's go 3.5.
I talk all.
I know. I could too.
I love my damn mouth shit.
But yeah, this will be, like I said, this will be great. We'll have to, like I said, we got to keep putting these together, man. It's good to hear a different perspective, but also, like I said, somebody who's been around for years doing this stuff, looking at these things and, trying to do their own work that's something I wanted to bring forward, is that there's plenty of people out here doing this. Mm-hmm. We've all been out, we've all had our moments. And so, it's good to see that. It's, and then reinforce it to people. You don't have to consume yourself, but get active.
Right.
That's all we're saying. So, yeah, man. Any words for the people before we go?
Words for the people. Let me see. Let me give y'all something good. You on time?
Yeah. Do your thing.
You on time?
Yeah. Oh, be on time?
I know you on time.
Oh, okay.
The time is now.
There it is.
Oh.
At any moment, you on time.
Yeah, it's true.
Don't do it. You ain't late.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't late.
Your time is now. Yeah. ppeinmusic.com up on the screen. You know what's up. ElevateYourLife.site. You know what's going.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Get your T-shirts. Look.
Spread love, spread truth.
Get your T-shirts. You know what I'm saying? That way you can get active. And then people will ask you questions. Yo, what's that about? You'll be like, yo, it's this thing I check out. They got a lot of information, a lot of shit going on.
Be prepared, not scared.
There it is.
Oh, yeah. The symbols, there's signs and symbols everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Right. Mm-hmm. And the more information we have, the better we are. So, But yeah, with that, Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox along with
BDot, baby.
And our guest, Dane. Wrapping this thing up. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.
All right. Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
This is Awkward Intelligence.
Just smoking vibe.
Awkward Intelligence.